Hey guys, it's Andrea. It's Sunday afternoon and I am thinking about my week ahead and just wanted to kind of share with you what I've got planned for myself in this coming week, and also share some small wins that I had this past week. There's nothing really big to report, but I think that the thing that is really going to keep me going with all of this is really, taking joy in kind of the small things that I'm doing, the small changes that I'm making that I'm going to be able to keep going with, for the rest of my life and keeping this healthier lifestyle. So some of the small wins this week, somebody came in to work with free donuts, you know what I mean? And I've always been a real sucker for anything free, right? If it's free, it's for me. But I really tried to, take a step back. I'd already had my breakfast that morning. It wasn't on what I said I was going to eat for the day. So I just politely said no. Got one of the comments about, oh, you're one of those people like on a diet or whatever. And I'm like, look at me. No, I didn't say that. But I was just like, haha, yeah. But I was proud. I was proud that I didn't partake in the donut because I felt like, in the past that totally would have been me. Free sugar? Yes. Like give me all of the things. So I said no, and I felt really good about that. For some people that might be a really small thing, but for me, I felt really good about that. Let's see here. Alex and I have also not been drinking very much this week, which I think has been really, really good. I can't say that I've really missed it that much, to be honest. I kind of feel better in the morning when you're not having a drink the night before. So that's been really good. And yeah, we also get like the late night munchies too. Like once we've had a drink or two, then it's like, well, what's in, do we have any chips to go with this? Or how about some cheese and crackers or something like that? So obviously those things, didn't end up happening this week either. Plus, I felt like I'd also gone to bed a little earlier this week as well. So that really helped me feel really good and feel, not as run down. So that was really great. Some other things that happened this week. I got 11,000 steps every day last week. So that was really, really good. I was really proud of myself. There were definitely a couple nights, one night in particular, that I posted on my Facebook page about, Alex is, trying to be supportive and just remind me of my goals, which is good. I need that. And he just, turned to me and we'd already been sitting on the couch for like an hour watching TV. And so at that point I was like, you're going to ask me now if I have 11,000 steps? Well, no, I don't have 11,000 steps. I'm very cozy on the couch and I don't want to get up, but I made myself get up and I did. I think I had like, 1,500 steps left. So, I mean, it's not like I was up there walking for an hour, but, I did march in place while we were watching TV to make sure that I had, finished out my day at 11,000 steps. So that was really good. I also went to the gym with my friend Stacy on Thursday afternoon. We usually go out and grab some lunch together. But instead of doing that, we decided that we were going to go to the gym and work out together. So I was really excited about that. We did a leg day. And I tried some new machines that I'd never tried before, and I'm not sure I used one of them correctly, but we got it done, and I'm definitely feeling the repercussions of that workout. We also, her and I went to Body Pump on Saturday morning, which I know is a little bit of a struggle for her. She's not really a morning person, but I really appreciated her getting out of bed at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning to go and get that workout done with me. So now my shoulders and my arms and my triceps are all, hurting a little bit more because of that workout. So now the top and the bottom half of me are both a little sore, but that's good, right? That means things were worked, progress is being made. So those are all really good things. And there were even a couple times this week that we just, I had some downtime. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go downstairs and I'm just going to do a 30-minute weight loss program on the treadmill and just like get it done real fast. So I was proud that I was taking the initiative to go and do those things because that's obviously what it's going to take on the way down. So also, I'm sure a lot of us are really struggling with candy hanging around this week. Halloween was not too long ago. I know that we still have like buckets full of candy. So anyways, I have really been trying to be honest with myself. Like I've said before, I'm not counting any sort of calories. Like that's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm not going to do it now either. I just want to do things that I really am going to be able to intuitively do, and, you know, things that I'm not going to mind doing for the rest of my life. Counting calories always felt so just cumbersome. You know what I mean? Like spending time looking through like different directories and stuff, whether it was in, you know, my Fitness Pal or, you know, even in Fitbit, you know, looking for the food that you were eating, or inputting the food you were eating if they didn't have it already in there. Lamenting over whether or not, you know, if you used one that was kind of close but not really, you know, were you really being accurate, or was this really far off the mark? Are you really just trying to be optimistic as to, you know, how many calories that thing had in it? You know, it was all too much, and I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to. I'm really just trying to focus on doing what I'm saying I'm going to do. So that's, you know, as I had talked before about, you know, Corinne Crabtree kind of doing her 24-hour plans for the day. That's what I'm doing. And there were a few days this week that I actually did plan for some Halloween candy. You know, I'd put, okay, I can have 2 pieces tonight. I can have 2 pieces, you know, on another night or whatever. And there were a couple nights that I just was like, you know, I don't really feel like it. It's not like I feel like I have to have that Snickers right now or that Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Well, I always feel like I have to have a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to go to bed. Like, I think, you know, it's not that important. I don't need it. But then there was one night this week that I just kind of felt hungry like all day. So when it came to the night and there was the 2 pieces that I could have, I had those, but then I also had a couple more. And I think it's just because I just felt like throughout the whole week, I have kind of been feeling more and more like hungry, like I'm eating until I'm satisfied. And that's really good. And I think that usually kind of carries me out through like an hour. And then I start feeling hungry again. And it's not really a bad thing. I'm really trying to work with myself on my fear of hunger and feeling hungry. Trying to figure out like what that is, because a lot of times, even before I even start eating, I'll start becoming anxious about, well, how long is this going to keep me full? Like, oh, I don't want to start feeling hungry, especially like if I have to go like run an errand or go to a meeting or, you know, go into work or something like that. Like, oh, I don't want to get hungry, you know, because, getting hungry just feels bad, right? So I've really been trying to like kind of step away from that and try and like change my mindset that like, you know, feeling a little bit of hunger is okay. It's your body communicating to you. It is telling you that you are, you know, in need of some more energy. Or sometimes, you know, we're getting it confused. I'm not actually hungry. Like I work from home quite a bit. And I've noticed this week that when I start feeling that need for a snack or I'm hungry, it's because I don't want to do what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Like I'm trying to work on a task that maybe isn't quite clear on how I'm going to get it done, or it's just going to be a pain in the butt to get it done, right? So then I'm like, what's in the fridge, you know? And it's a total distraction and just, you know, just providing some sort of relief to me so that I don't have to go and do that thing that I didn't want to do. So, yeah, like I said, I'm really trying to focus on that. But I still kind of feel like this past week with, the foods that I was eating, I think maybe I need to up a little bit of the fat content or something like that, because I do feel a little bit like it wasn't satiating me for a very long time. Like it was like literally an hour, maybe less, and I was like, oh, I already feel hungry again. And then I would try drinking a couple things of water, and then I would sit with the feeling again, and I'm like, no, I think I am hungry. So I'm going to be looking at that a little bit more this week. I'm going to try and incorporate maybe a little bit more like nuts, or nut butters, or avocados. I also got some avocados, so maybe trying some avocado toast in the mornings, or maybe some cut up avocado or an avocado dressing, like on my salads or something like that for my lunch or dinners. I think might be something worth trying, and just kind of, again, just observing, like, how does that make me feel? Am I feeling fuller a little longer? Is it really not making a difference? And then just seeing, where it is I want to go with that in the next week. So what I did this week, I downloaded the Hoopla app. Our local library actually has this app where you can rent or check out, I guess is the term, audiobooks. And so, forgive me, Mom, I checked out the book Unfuck Yourself. And that was actually a pretty good little read. I listened to it mainly, while I was doing other things, working around the house and things like that. So I don't think I was really paying attention to it as closely as I should. But it really did kind of just mirror some of the other, motivational books, self-help kind of stuff, where, you've got to change the way that you think about things, right? You can't continue to be a victim in your own life. You've really got to decide what it is that you want and then go after that. One of the things that he says in it, I think it was the title of one of the chapters, was I am wired to win. And, that's something that really I am trying to incorporate into my thoughts, that I am capable of doing everything that I want in life. If I, give enough effort and have enough faith that these things will happen, that it truly is going to come to pass. It might not happen right away, kind of like this weight loss journey. I don't expect to be 100 pounds thinner as I go into 2020. Clearly, that would be really unhealthy. But you know what? A couple years from now, yeah, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to be a happier and healthier person for it. And I really just need to remain focused on what's currently going on and keeping essentially the faith and in myself and in my abilities that I can, truly get this done. But I love that thought of, being wired to win, I think everybody wants to win, and I think that some of us kind of with our own thinking, for whatever the reason, we just kind of start focusing on the ways that we're not winning. And I have certainly been in that place in my life where I don't feel like I'm winning, and I really start focusing on the ways that I'm not winning and that I am quite losing and making really poor choices. And, when you get into that particular cycle of thinking, it's really hard to want to make the right choices. When you feel like you're losing at life, you don't really want to make better choices. Why would I? I'm just gonna, end up messing this up. I'm just gonna end up losing. I'm not gonna be able to do this kind of a thing. So that's also part of the reason why I also want to continue to look at the small things that I'm winning at every day, every week, to really highlight to myself, no, I am doing things, even if the scale doesn't show that I was making good choices, or whatever. There were things I was doing right. There were things that were making a difference. So I'm really trying to work on that. Actually, one of the quotes from that Unfuck Yourself book was from Epictetus, and it is, a wise man does not grieve what he has not, but instead rejoices for those that he has. So again, just kind of, focusing on the positive, focusing on what I am doing, not focusing that I'm not quite in that size XYZ or what, I don't know, or, certain number of pounds down or anything like that. I really do want to try and focus on, what it is I am accomplishing, what good things have I decided to do, in what ways am I winning, right? In case you haven't picked up on it yet, I really love self-help books. I will probably be reading those throughout my journey more often than not, and they might not be directly related to, weight loss. In fact, I don't know. I'm not really interested in reading about weight loss books or anything like that. Maybe a few that might focus on kind of like loving yourself as you are and kind of that kind of stuff. But I don't want to read about like macros and counting calories and stuff like that. It's not for me. But I think the last time that I talked to you guys, I told you I had been reading this Everyday Millionaires, and the connection between that and weight loss probably was not evident, very clear. But really, he actually, in the book, he had a section, I hadn't read it yet until this past week, about how millionaires actually, I wrote it down, that they prioritize their health, and 80% of millionaires in the United States exercise at least 3 times a week or more, compared to the 1/3 of Americans considered to be obese. That's me. So anyways, I just kind of really spoke to me because me and my husband are kind of on this journey of really trying to be mindful about what we're spending our money on and making sure that we are saving enough for retirement and things like that. And I'll be honest with you, this whole losing 100 pounds may have come as a byproduct of this financial goal. Partially, I think, though, as a distraction. Because this whole and throughout the book, throughout the Everyday Millionaires book, right, that's what they talk about, is that this takes years to accomplish. So it's like every day I log into my accounts and I'm like, ooh, where are we at now? Same place we were yesterday. Not very motivating. So anyways, it's just kind of a slow creep of the needle as the funds rise or you meet different financial goals, but it takes a really long time, right? So I almost do think that this is kind of in part a slight distraction for me, right? Like, let me work on another goal while we're waiting for the big numbers to roll in for that one. So I don't know. I kind of felt like that was coming in, but came together. But so anyways, I was like, oh, well, let's see here. Millionaires prioritize their health and exercise? Okay, all right. Well, if they're doing it, I think I should do it too. So it was kind of weird, the tie-in between that actual book and this. I mean, I think really when it comes down to it, all of these, self-help and motivational and whatever kind of books, I mean, it really does come down to kind of having a positive attitude and being disciplined, I feel like I used to be a lot more disciplined than I am now, especially when I had less kids and I could really, make the schedule as I wanted it to be, and I was getting a lot more sleep and all of that. It's just easier, to train for a marathon, which I have completed, or to go out on a hike or take my dogs for walks. I don't know. It just seems like I'm lower on the list now on the priority stuff. It's always like, go play with this kid, go play with that kid, make the meals, make the lunches, get them dressed, get them baked. I don't know. There's endless things to be done. So kind of forgot where I was going with all that. But anyways, so let me talk to you about what I am looking forward to doing this week to kind of make sure that I'm staying on track. I will report to you that the last time I weighed myself in, I was at 236.8. This morning I weighed myself in and I'm at 236. So there wasn't really a huge loss, which is fine. I'm not looking for big losses on this particular journey. Like, It's going to be slow. It's going to be steady. I'm not going to be coming in here big loser style and being like, I just dropped 25 pounds. No, that's not happening. So I'll take the 0.8. I think that's it's pretty good. Like, whatever. Mother Nature has hit me this week, so I think that there's probably some water retention going on, or at least I'm hoping. I don't know. Like I said, I'm figuring this out as I go along. If next week we have a bigger loss, then I think, we could probably credit it to some of that to that. So anyways, coming up for this week, I actually have been wanting to do what's called the Miracle Morning Routine. Last time I had talked about how Elrod and his motivational book, I think I have it here too, The Miracle Equation. And he had another one that I read before that, and it was Miracle Morning. Basically, what the most successful people do before 8 a.m. And his is what's called, he has an acronym SAVERS, and it is, I don't have this written down in front of me. Let me see if I can even remember it. It's silence, so some sort of like meditation. A is for affirmations, so kind of like I think it's SNL, right? I'm good, and doggone it, people like me. So yeah, affirmations. These visualizations, which I think is actually pretty powerful. I don't do it necessarily on like a day-to-day basis of like, oh, what do I want today to look like, or what do I want next week to look like necessarily, but really kind of projecting out 20, 30 years. What do I want my life to look like? I do visualization in that particular way. So SAVE, E is exercise. So, that obviously would fall right in line with this goal as well. R was reading some sort of, informational, whether it's like a parenting book or it's a, marriage book or just a self-help motivational kind of a thing. And then S is for scribing, which is, journaling of some sort. And I think that that's really important. That's something that I want to get more into, so that I can kind of get a little bit deeper into how I feel about things, or maybe what's triggering different things. And maybe just trying to work through, if I did overeat on a particular day, or was particularly like angry, maybe I was hungry, I don't know, but let me journal about that and try and figure out like what the root of that was. That's something that I'm really kind of excited to start implementing, to really get to know myself, I guess, a little bit better, and why I do certain things, or feel certain things. So I am going to go ahead and commit to this week. We'll do it a week at a time. I'm going to commit to waking up this week and doing the Miracle Morning Routine. So that's Savers routine. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate the exercise into that. At least I'll probably do at least 30 minutes. It'll probably just be down in my basement on the treadmill, so I'll just do one of those programs. And if I have some more time, maybe do some weights or something. But I think that that'll be something to really kick off my days in a really positive way and on the right track. So hopefully I'll be reporting to you guys either Instagram or Facebook on my morning routine. I also have, I think I have it, hold on. Yes, the book that I had on hold at the library finally became available, and it's called Atomic Habits. So for the reading portion of my Savers practice, I will be reading this Atomic Habits. I know Corinne Crabtree has talked about this. I'm on a Miracle Mornings Facebook group, and a lot of people have talked about the Atomic Habits book as well. So I'm really, really excited to dive into this one and really see how I can implement it in my life. So anyways, so yeah, I guess I am ready to take on this week. I am actually now going to go downstairs and I'm going to prep some overnight oats for my breakfasts this coming week, as well as I'm going to make some kind of this faux chicken salad that you make with garbanzo beans. You like mash them up with a fork, and then you put in like all the regular like chicken salad stuff. Like I'm gonna put in celery. I'm gonna put in some craisins, you know, a little seasoning and like mayonnaise or whatever. And I'm gonna use that for like my lunches this week, as well as I'll probably have those like, you know, as a sandwich, obviously, and then have like a salad with it. And then I'll see if I can prep anything also for the coming week in terms of dinner. But I think that, you know, if I am thinking about this ahead of time, trying to get everything, you know, prepared and ready, obviously this is going to make it, you know, that much easier to execute during the week. So hopefully it'll make me a lot more successful in that way as well. So anyways, that's it. I hope you guys have a really great week. I'm ready to kill it. I know you are too. So anyways, I hope I have good things to report to you next week. See you later. Bye.